Testing.
Testing. Thank you. Yeah, I wish I could have chosen a better first name, considering that Oscar is trending somehow right now. But unfortunately, I'm still Oscar, but from the Sibedes, eh? Yeah, so I will be talking about the lab management using Veralab suite. So maybe just to give you an overview of our lab structure at the University of Limpopo, that we have a total of 10 computer labs that are managed by ICT, but there are other labs that we don't manage, which I think they make a total of around 200 PCs. So from the ICT labs, we have 698 workstations in total, and we are servicing about 15,000 student population with that. And we have the assistance of the students in the labs, around 160, that help us do this management that I'm going to be talking about. Maybe it could be a wonderful, nice question, why did we think we need something to manage our labs? So we wanted to resolve some questions that are there on the slide now. We wanted to be sure and know, do we have enough PC for the number of students that we have? And that one, the answer is no, but we needed to find a solution that can help us manage, even though the PCs are not enough. We wanted to be able to control our workstation from central location, to identify potential violators or the repeat offenders, and just also to take care of the demand fluctuations by checking the trends. So we needed a product that would be able to assist us in resolving those questions that you see there on the slide. So that is why then we went on and checked the products that are available, and then we came across Veralab. And then, as defined there, this is a computer lab management system which assists us to do day-to-day activities, which it can include the real-time student portal, user sign-in, surveillance, employee supervision. We are able to do all that using this Veralab system. So now, I'm just going to show you the brief description of the features that Veralab has. As I've indicated, you are able to pull out the stats on the usage. The other issue that I like the most is the software metering, wherein if you have, let's say you've got fewer licenses of an application or a product, you can install that application in all your workstations, even if there are more than the number of licenses that you have. But using that option of metering, then only the maximum number of licenses that you have will be able to run at the same time. And the other thing there that I can see, which I can just pull out, is the student portal, wherein students, before they can even get to the lab, they're able to check on their own which lab is available, how many PCs are vacant. And the nice thing about this Veralab is that it can run on Windows and Mac. And on the part of student portal for students, they're also able to access it from their mobile devices, even before they get to the lab. They don't have to come to where there's a big screen showing that. They can also check that on their own. And then with the summary of these features, then we got to determine to say, okay, out of these features that are in summary there, what is it that we as University of Limpopo, we actually benefited? And that is what I will be talking about here on this slide. We have Secure Lab environment as one of the things that we saw as a return of investment for us on purchasing the product. By the lab being secure, we are actually saying that users are now encouraged to make sure that they don't participate in unlawful activities when they are in the labs, because they know that somehow there's a godfather in the corner watching whatever that they are doing. And then with that, we are also able to do the computer locking to prevent unauthorized user access. And we can also see a list of applications that are running on a user session, which can then assist us in case somebody do some violations. We can use that as evidence somehow. That is all about the secure lab environment. And the increased availability of workstation. Now we are able to manage the part of knowing which workstation is up and running, which one is not, and there's no need of lab assistants to physically communicate with the lab technician to say there's a PC which is down. They're able to log the calls for that through that system of Veralab. And with the historical data that we get, we are also able to check if we need to procure more products or if we need to add more applications, licenses on that regard. And then the third point there is the efficient lab occupancy management. Lab assistants on their own, they are able to view the room occupancy in the entire computer labs, and then they are able to redirect incoming users to the less occupied computer labs. That is, of course, for those cases wherein the students are not checking for themselves on their own in their mobile devices. And for those that check, of course, as I've indicated, student portal is there for them to view how all these labs that are operating are full or which ones are available. And then the fourth bullet there is the better resource planning. The usage statistics, it helps reveal the shortages of certain types of applications that are needed by students. Of course, you can be able to see if there's a shortage of that, if at all times all the available licenses are being utilized, because that means those that try to use the application after the limit, they will always be kicked out. They will not be able to go ahead and launch the application. The lower software expenses through software metering. This one I think I have already said much about it. Higher degree of control. The lab managers, they don't have to be around campus or in the lab to view how the labs are working. They can log into the application and also view how everything is going on wherever they are, as long as they've got internet access. And they can also be able to view the attendance of the employees, because when they start, they also need to click on the start button for starting their shift. So you can be able to tell who is at work now and who is not. And for those who might try to maybe launch the application off campus and start the shift, we can also tell if this was launched locally in our network or if this was done outside of our network. So we are able to do that. And then better reporting capabilities. On the issue of the reports, there's just massive reports that are available. You can customize them to your need, or you can use the standardized ones that are there on the application. And this can help in many ways. Checking if you need more computer labs, checking when are the labs so busy, checking how much sick time are the students spending in the lab, checking which lab maybe is their favorite, and then you can play around that so that you are sure that everything is being taken care of. Oh, I happened to go to the next slide there. Apologies about that. Immunity from accusations of negligence. This one stresses that point wherein I'm saying we're able to check which processes are running on a workstation wherein the user is logged on, and then we're able to also take a screen capture of that, which we can use as evidence against whosoever is the violator. And the last one is the streamlined business processes. So the lab user will be a student in our case, who can then log in on Veralab and check which labs are available. The lab manager might not be around the campus or wherever he is or she is, then is able to monitor how the labs are being used. And then the lab assistant and lab technician, they don't have to be in the same place. The lab assistant can log a call to say, workstation number 20, for example, is having issues, and then the lab technician will receive an email, and also he can just as well log into the system to check that, yes, really there is this workstation which is down. So with all this, these are some of the issues that this Veralab system did for us as University of Limpopo. And then the next part is the deployment steps. It's quite an easy process to deploy this Veralab. You download it, it's available there on the web, and then you can configure it based on whatever that you want it to meet your needs. I will do a little demo on the next slide, wherein I'll be showing you some of these things that are on the deployment steps and the other features that we felt that Veralab did brought for us as the university. The other thing maybe that I should just make you aware is that we are in an implementation stage, so we haven't exhausted the features that this product have. So we are going to just show you as far as we have gone up to so far. And I believe that there are other institutions that also are using this product. I believe they will also advise us on the other things that we can do, maybe to tweak to our environment so that it can be more appropriate. So we can do the little demo. I'm not sure, is this laptop connected to the Wi-Fi? Okay, maybe I can bring my laptop to do the demo. It's fine. Oh, we are connected. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. So I will do a little demo about how we are using this Veralab at UL. It seems to be taking its time. Do you mind if I connect my laptop? I think that would be a quicker option. Yeah. Still connecting. Let's take that out. Where are we here? No. Okay, I will be doing a little demo. about the setup, the manager dashboard, licenses, report issues, and student portal and the monitoring tools. So I'm just going to open my browser there. Okay, I'll just get out of the Wi-Fi here. Maybe that will help. Oh no, it doesn't look like we will succeed. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Ah, well, I think the network or internet is failing us. Come again? No, it is the script. I should be able to connect even when I'm using dial-up. Say. Mm-hmm. Ah, gosh. Oh my God. Okay. Um, as, and unfortunately, guys, I will not be able to demonstrate for you. But maybe just to say a few there. On the setup part, um, you are able to specify that after running the client setup on a specific machine, for it to point to your Veralab server. On addition to that, you can make it auto-register so that you don't have to manually go to each workstation for it to point to your Veralab and also to be allocated to a specific computer lab. So that, I think, it also assists when you are, if you are doing the imaging of your labs, you can just package it as part of your image. If you go that route, then it means you will be left with an option of manually selecting those registered workstations on your Veralab server to send them to a certain computer lab room. Then that means when you do your computer naming, you need to be careful so that you are able to identify where does this workstation belongs to. And this is unfortunate. Why did the power go? The manager dashboard, just to say, you are able to view which workstations are switched on, which ones are off or not connected to the network, and those ones that are vacant. The manager dashboard, you are able to, I think, to see almost everything that is happening on the Veralab system. The licenses, we spoke about software metering. On the reports part, there's this other time wherein there were students who were writing a test, and some few students, they claimed that they went to write a test. It was a web-based test. I think it was on Blackboard, only to find that those students, they were not part of that test session. So through Veralab, we are able to punch in the student number of a student and search through specific room or all rooms to check when this student logged in, how long were they at that PC or that lab. So we're able to do that. It is also able to assist on that regard. Um, reports, there are just so many. I wish there was no power outage. I was going to show you a lot about that. And then on the issues, this is kind of like call logging system. Unfortunately, you cannot having students calling help desk to say that a PC in the lab is not working well. So this comes handy because our lab assistants, every morning they make rounds and check if the lab is ready to be occupied. So they're able to note down those PCs that are faulty and log into the system. So it will be falling under the issues. With the student portal, as I indicated, on their mobile devices, any PC on the net, they are able to view the room occupancy. And the tools or monitoring, with this one, we're able to send a message either to a specific user on a PC, or you can send a message to all the students in all the lab or a specific lab. This comes handy since we have got a few computer labs which are used for general purpose and also for other classes. So 15 minutes before a class starts, we send out a message which will pop out on every user's desktop that please prepare and save your work because there's a class that is coming up. And you can also send a warning message if you feel or if you see that the student is doing what they're not supposed to be doing in the lab. We can wake up all the PCs from the LAN using the monitoring tool. You can restart all the PCs. You can shut them down. You can lock them to prevent anybody from logging onto them. And we can, of course, unlock them. So basically, that is the demo that I wanted to do for you guys, which unfortunately, because of power outage in the far north, we couldn't do that. So in a nutshell, Veralab is web-based application, easy to implement. And for more information, you can contact myself or you can visit the Veralab website. You can get more information about how this Veralab works. Thank you very much. No, they are desktops. We use desktop computers in our lab. To the AD, yes. Yes, it is AD integrated. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You can see the processes that are running on a PC. And then you also have an option to take a screen capture if you suspect that the processes that are running is not what they're supposed to do. Like if they are doing peer-to-peer connections, or you find that they are running Firefox for the past 12 hours, then you will be asking yourself, what is it that they are doing for the past 12 hours? Then you can follow up on that kind of issue. It's still a gray line because I understand there could be the issue of privacy involved, but then, yeah. Yes, sir. Okay. 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 The notification is what we send out, but we have schedule at the entrance of each lab, which shows that from this time to this time, the lab is available for general purpose. So it's just courtesy, actually, because they should, in fact, be looking at that schedule, check if the lab is available or not. That is the other thing which you are also you are also able to upload it into Veralab, so that we haven't explored it that far. You can upload the lab schedules so that they're able to see if this lab will not be available in the next minute. So the message sending is just a courtesy, kind of. Uh, it's just it's just an unfortunate kind of an issue because it also rests upon them as students if they want to complete their blackboard sessions, as you are saying. And what was the about what is the difference between what the lab technician do and the lab assistant do? Okay, the lab technician is, on our case, responsible for the maintenance of the lab. That means if a PC is no longer switching on or if the keyboard is no longer working properly, that will be the responsibility of the lab technician to make sure that that service on that PC is restored. And the lab assistant, they are there to just, how can I put it, to assist students as they are using the lab, to assist students. If they don't know how to log in, if they forgot their password, they will take them through the process of resetting their password. That's what they're there for. Okay? Mm-hmm. Okay, to break it down for you, we've got two sections of lab assistants. The other ones, we call them lab supervisors and the general lab assistants. The general lab assistants, all that we need to them is that they must be computer literate. And then the lab supervisors, they must be computer literate, but then we take them through on the process to say, to reset the Blackboard password for students, this is how you must do it. AD, this is how you must do it. All those systems that are there. To register students on the printing system, this is how they must do it. So the lab supervisors will kind of give them a feather kick for them to understand how things should be run. I hope you are satisfied. No, that is a separate part that we don't handle through Veralab, the one for booking. No, no. The time schedule that I'm talking about, it gets drafted from the e-learning department, then they give it to us on the lab sections to say these are the classes that will be running through this time slot. So that is handled by another department, not lab support. We haven't explored it that far. That is the the part which we are still struggling on. Currently, the technicians that were taking care of the lab, we are 4. The lab assistants is around 160. The technicians, they are not in the labs all the time. They only go there if there's an issue that has been logged to say there is a PC that is faulty on a certain lab, then they go and attend to that. In terms of the lab assistants, say how many per lab, unfortunately they don't have the equal number of PCs. Others are 100 seaters, others 80, others 30, so the number of students, lab assistants distribution is not equal. Okay, there's the part which we call the student portal. On that view, they are only able to view the total number of PCs in the labs, which ones are vacant, and which ones are occupied. So on our part, we are able to see the same thing. The difference is that we can then tell why is this other ones not connected. Then that's wherein we are able to check, is the PC on, is there a problem with the network port? But the vacancy number, the number of PCs that are vacant, which the students will see, is only those that are on. So from our side, then we are then able to wake those that are off from the LAN, and then if it doesn't wake up, then we give it attention because it means there's no network connectivity. Yes, those tests, they refresh every 2 minutes. Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.